Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Lightning Storm. This is the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that's happened in the past week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. And after not like a crazy week of news last week, we had a lot of news to discuss this week from China, from the UK, and even from the US as well. Plus a really cool lightning strike of the week that I want to talk about. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. So first up this week, I want to talk about all of the brand new releases that we've seen coming out of China. So Twitter user WinAYY, who has been a common Lightning Collection topic, a person here that we see a lot with like all the way back to the original leak of the Astronomer and Ecliptor 2-pack at that Chinese Wonder Festival back in June. Everything came from there. So this Twitter account has posted a lot before, and so it's kind of fitting that they have posted the first in-hand photos of the Ecliptor and Astronomer 2-pack. So this does appear to be out from the same Taobao store that had the A-Squad Pink and the In-Space Silver figures at the beginning of October. So this store is just getting it all, and they're going to keep going for the rest of the week because there's a lot more stuff to talk about there. But Astronomer and Ecliptor, I mean, what else can we say about them at this point? They look pretty much exactly what they look like back in June at the Wonder Festival, back in August during their reveal, during the Power Month thing. And they're out in China, at least here at the end of November, which makes sense because I always thought that the April release date was a little ridiculous for them for a couple of different reasons. First of all, due to the fact that they looked so finished when we saw them all the way back in June, and also the fact that the Finster figure was released alongside the PulseCon promo boxes, and we knew from the reveal that they were both scheduled for April, so if like one of them was done, we kind of could assume that the other one was done. And plus, my source had told me that the Red Ecliptor figure is scheduled to come out sometime around March alongside the Zed helmet. And we haven't heard about the Red Ecliptor figure officially yet, but it always would have been strange if we got that before we got this 2-pack. So I'm not surprised that it's out here. I would not be surprised if this starts popping up in some of the other areas that it's going to be released at. Maybe the US by the end of the year. I don't know, Amazon hasn't really seemed the best in getting their like Hasbro stuff early compared to everybody else, so it could still be 2022 for the US release of those, but since they are out in somewhere in the world in the year of 2021, they're going to count for this year's figures. And so there's, like I said, not much else to talk about them. They look great, and I'm glad that somebody has them in some capacity. But what is definitely more exciting from this Taobao store is they are the first place in the world to get at least 2 of the 3 TMNT 2-packs, specifically the Leonardo and Donatello 2-pack of the Blue and Black Turtle Rangers, and the Raphael Red Ranger and Foot Soldier Tommy 2-pack. So these are still some of my most hyped, I was going to say Ninja Turtle figures, which yes they are, but most hyped Lightning Collection figures ever since we leaked them and heard about them. I've been super hyped for these. So the fact that they're going to be even closer to finally actually being released, I cannot wait to get all 7 of these guys. So if they're finally out here, which makes sense as well, because we've seen, like last week I talked about how the Leonardo and Donatello set was on the bill of lading arriving in Canada. So we knew that one was getting pretty close. We could assume that the other ones were going to come around at the same time. GameStop keeps pushing the dates, but they keep claiming that it's going to be available here sometime in December. I think some of them, they still even claim November, which we'll see. So I always figured that these would be out earlier than April, and they are. But speaking of April, that 2-pack has not appeared in the Chinese stores and stuff yet. It doesn't mean it's not there. Same thing with the Shredder. Just Pack A and Pack C have appeared. So Pack B is the April and Mikey pack, and then of course Shredder's on his own. And we haven't seen those released just yet, but if these ones are done, I imagine those ones will probably be around the corner. And at least for one of them, we have a little bit of information about when it's going to possibly drop, and that is from the UK. Because after months, really years of kind of being ignored for Lightning Collection, it looks like the UK is about to get a bunch of stuff first, if everything pans out and they don't get beat by Singapore or Malaysia or something like that. So let's go ahead and move over to the UK releases, tentative early releases from there. So for once, a Hasbro Pulse email was actually good, kind of, and depending on what you think of things shipping earlier than they were expected. If you didn't have the money prepared right now, it's probably bad, but if you do and you're wanting these figures, it's probably good. So they sent out emails for 4 different Lightning Collection items claiming that they are going to be shipping earlier than expected from its original pre-order dates. And these include Ninja Blue and Ninja Black, which were currently still slated for a January release here in the United States as Target exclusives. So they were never announced. Like, whenever they were announced, they were never announced to be 2021 releases. They were always announced to be Year 4 2022 releases. So if the UK actually does get them in the next couple of days, like they claim that they will have to be bumped back to 2021 releases instead of Year 4 releases, which, hey, that's fine. We're already building up, quite a reputation of 2021 releases. It's now, thanks to all the Chinese releases, become the year of the most Lightning Collection figure releases so far, with 42. And if all this UK stuff pans out, it will probably end around 46, but we'll see how this all goes. So those are still claimed to happen. I haven't heard anything, I think we haven't yet, on Ninja White and Pink from the UK. I don't know if those have been bumped up or not, I didn't catch it or not, but at least Blue and Black have. They have also got an email saying that the TMNT Pack B, the Michelangelo and April O'Neil Pink Ranger one, will also be shipping early. But for this one and the next one we're going to talk about, they actually have like a date. It actually says something like, we will take the money from you and ship it on December 16th. Which is interesting, because usually they just send these emails like, hey, we're going to have it ready in the next couple of days, make sure you have money for us, but not really giving like a definitive date, and this time they did. So for that 2-pack, there's that, and then also for iGuy, there's that same date. So it looks like Pulse is about to get a lot of stuff in, and not only is that all the pre-order stuff they've gotten in, I don't know if it's still available up there yet, or because it went up yesterday, and I don't know if it's still up on Pulse, but it might be up on the other stores. Pulse UK got the Disguised Andros figure in, the Target exclusive here in the States, and they also got the retail release version of Pudgy Pig in, which is kind of funny because they're one of the few countries that actually have the post-con version released, and now they have both of them right there on the Pulse page, and which is kind of just looks funny to me. There'll be links in the description below to Pulse UK if they still have this stuff, and I think a couple of those stores, I think In Demand Toys had them, and some other ones, so I'll put them down there below, and hopefully you'll be able to get these figures that UK fans thought they might not be able to have been getting before. That sentence kind of just trailed away, but you get the point. They'll be down there. And then for the US, it was a week of monster releases. So Pudgy Pig, we already talked about, starting to be found more often in the United States last week and such, beyond just that one random comic book shop in Illinois. They're not being found at Target, which makes sense because Target was the one who originally leaked the existence of this version of the figure. But it's being found all over the place, and we can really get to see how big and fat this box is compared to our normal Lightning Collection box. It is a thick boy. So not only is it being found at Targets, I believe it is actually 2 per case, from what I've seen on bill of ladings and such like that, and Amazon's been shipping them out, but it seems like they've just kind of willy-nilly shipped them out, because like I've had my order on Amazon for Pudgy Pig for weeks. It still claims it's going to be here Monday, but it still hasn't shipped. Meanwhile, friends of mine, theirs have shipped. Some people have already gotten it delivered for Amazon. So I don't know what's happening there, but it's definitely like this version is definitely out in the US. It's going to be out here a lot more places soon. It's not an exclusive to anywhere, even though Targets are the ones that keep getting it. And since it leaked from Target, and since it first appeared primarily in Target, people are still thinking it's a Target exclusive. And it's not. It's just a retail release because you can get it on, well, eventually I assume you'll be able to get it on Pulse, but it's on Amazon, it's on Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store and such. Although those stores mainly still have it for pre-order. But you can find it currently if you try. If you try to go to your Targets, they might have it in the back. If you ask an employee to help you with it, please be respectful. It's a very, very rough time of the year, especially for store employees like that. So if you're going to bug them about it, at least try to be nice. Especially if you're also looking for Wave 10, because all of Wave 10 is out in Targets right now. That's how I was able to get In Space Pink finally, which a review will be coming out for tomorrow on the channel to finish off the wave. So, lots of figures coming out, and that's not even just it for Target, because Target still has I don't know why Target keeps getting all these new figures out of nowhere, but they've also, at least ones in New Jersey, have iGuy, 10 of them at this one Target, so I guess we have to look for that one at Targets now as well. But at least you can, I guess, try to find Pudgy Pig and iGuy at the same time. And since they're kind of out at the same time and they're both standalone monsters, it's almost like they're their own little mini Monsters Wave 2, I guess, if you like swap Piranha's head out for iGuy or whatever. So they're out there. You can probably try to find them. So that's just, a lot of stuff going on. There's just figures all over the place. And we're only a couple weeks away. No, we're not. We're a couple of days away. Oh, wow. We're a couple of days away from when Pulse claims that the metallic armors are going to come out in the United States. Because right now, I believe those are still claimed for a December 1st release date. And I didn't realize how close we were to that. So we have a lot of stuff coming. Hopefully it all actually makes it out and we can have one big Lightning Collection Christmas. And speaking of a Lightning Collection Christmas, I think now through the end of, I believe, Cyber Monday, so this upcoming Monday, Hasbro Pulse is running a little sale. And I mean a little sale. They have a promo code out there for premium members and for non-premium members to get either 10 or 15% off your order. Premium members get 15, regular people get 10. But it's not for everything on the site, it's just select things under a certain category. So I'll leave the link to the certain category down there. I believe it's also running on Pulse UK, so I'll put that down there as well. But at least on the US ends of things, I'm not 100% sure about the UK end of things. But I know that Wave 8, Wave 9, that counted on there. The COG 2-pack counted on there, and I think they just restocked the COG 2-pack, I think. So if you want to troop build that one, maybe, this could be a good opportunity to do that. Or the Tangas as well from Wave 9, good opportunity to army build that. There were Black Friday sales for like Lightning Collection figures of these same types on like Amazon and such, where a lot of them were like $13 or $14. Obviously, today being Saturday, I didn't post any of that in today's video because I think they're mostly done. I don't know for 100% certainty, to be honest, though. I won't leave any links to it, but if you want to search Lightning Collection on Amazon and stuff, some of them might still be on sale, but I genuinely don't know. Alright, and finally I wanted to wrap it up today with a really cool lightning strike of the week. Kind of very similar to one that I did a while ago, or at least I talked about it a while ago. So if you remember back in, I believe this was February, I did a video on it as well, its own designated video. But Greg Orwanowitz, one of the executive producers and like one of the big creative people behind it, Power Rangers SPD, did this really, really cool hand-sculpted, hand-painted Beavor head, which was supposed to be a civilian head for your Lightning Collection A-Squad Blue Ranger. And it turned out amazingly. It was like a $50 thing, but it made sense because you got a signature from him, he hand-sculpted it and hand-painted it, and it was on his Etsy shop. Well, he's back at it again. This time he's made Piggy from SPD. So while there is no official like Piggy figure you could give this to, the picture shows it with like basically the A-Squad Blue Ranger with like the chest armor taken off. Which yeah, I could see that working. A lot of people were suggesting that you could use the Andros blank body. And since the Andros figure is becoming a little bit more abundant in Targets for sure, and also I believe is still in stock once in a while on the Target website, you could in theory buy a second one of him and just use the kind of very blank body to turn it into a Piggy figure with this head. It looks fantastic. It's very pricey though. It is a very pricey thing, and especially after shipping and everything like that. Personally, I would get one, but since the Beavor one made more sense to me because I had A-Squad Blue, so like I could make it go with a pre-existing figure. It made sense. It complemented an already existing release, and this one you would kind of have to make something for this to complement. Not that you couldn't just like put Piggy's head on like any random SPD Rangers. If you wanted to do that, you could. And it looks fantastic. I mean, it looks really, really good. He showed it off with like one of the original, I assume, one of the original models from the show. And I mean, he nailed it, of course. He helped design it originally. So I'll leave that in the description below. I believe sometimes it says that there's only a couple left, but everyone's, I mean, especially with the Beavor head, he kept putting it back up over and over again. So even if it says sold out, you'll probably still get a chance to get it because I believe he just makes these on demand. You know, I don't think he's making a certain amount of them and then stopping. I think he pretty much, if you get an order, I think he'll eventually make it. I think. So I'll leave that link down there below. I'm going to skip this one personally, but that doesn't mean it's not cool. It is really cool, especially when it's the guy who created it himself. And hey, it never even made me think about getting a Piggy figure before, but now I kind of want a Piggy figure, you know? That'd be cool. I would take that. They could totally do it. And it would be great. So thanks, Greg, for your hard work on this. It looks awesome. And I know a lot of SPD fans are going to be pretty excited about this. Alright, and that's going to do it for this week's episode of Lightning Storm. So, crazy stuff going on. I can't wait to even see where this final month of the year is going to take us. It's been one wild ride for Lightning Collection, and that is for sure. But of course, thank you all for always joining me here on this show. I love doing it every weekend, and you guys seem to like it as well. So hopefully it's helpful to you. I get a lot of people that tell me that it is, which makes me, even more happier to keep doing it. So until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR, and I'll see you all on Lightning Storm. Here's your lightning, only strikes twice.